You join me now in Gqeberha at Volkswagen South Africa's very own test track. Here we have the highly anticipated Golf R. 3 months before launch, we've been handed the keys for a few hours, and the idea is really just to get a taste of what the car is all about. Launched in March 2021 internationally, we've really been looking forward for this vehicle to arrive. Now it's here, customers will start to see them at the beginning of 2023 with the launch happening in October this year. As the flagship hot hatch, it is the aspirational performance car for the Volkswagen brand, and one that I really look forward to having a go. So let's step inside and see what all the hype's about. Welcome to the inside of the Volkswagen Golf R, and as you'd expect, it really is just a more conservative flavor than the GTI. Same as the Mark 7 generation, this car has much more black and blue elements to it rather than the red. We have wonderful leather bucket seats. Being a Golf, it's a very comfortable place to sit. We have lots of glass. I have a good view out. I really do enjoy that. The visibility is really good. I haven't had much time with this car, and that says that the whole sort of philosophy of this car really is easy to use. So I really could get in, adjust my seating position just right. I have electric adjustment on the driver's seat, and there's a lot of movement in the steering wheel, and that brings me to something I really enjoy about this car. We have a quality Napa leather steering wheel, which is nice and chunky. It's got quite a thick hand grip with perforated edges where your hands rest. I'm doing 70 at the moment, and we're cruising along on a very smooth surface, and it's perfectly comfortable. If I accelerate, the DSG gives me the gear I need. We access slightly higher revs where the peak torque is, and we pull along. I'm doing 90 now, and that's sort of the effortlessness that you'd expect from a Golf. But obviously this isn't just any Golf. It has the 2-liter turbocharged motor that we've come to know and love from most of Volkswagen's performance products. This specific motor has been upgraded from 228 kilowatts from the facelifted Mark 7.5 to 235 kilowatts, and it produces 400 Newton meters. Now, yes, that is a slight increase in power and torque, but the big difference with the new R is that it now has a torque vectoring rear differential. And what that means is, unlike the previous car, which, like this car, was front wheel drive biased, and as soon as the front end or the ECU picks up slip, what happens is 50% of the available drive can be sent to the rear wheels. With the performance package option ticked, your top speed gets raised from 250 to 270, and you get to access the drift mode function, and all that means is that the torque vectoring diff can then send up to the whole 50% of the drive to the outside wheel. And yeah, you get your drive modes. There's a R button on the steering wheel. So in this particular model we have comfort, sport and race. So that tells me that it is not fitted with the optional performance package, but that's not a problem because I still have an individual setting which I can play with. Let me just have a look. So we have our DCC, which is adaptive dampers. I think I'll go for sport because we are on a track. Steering, sport, I don't want it necessarily too heavy. Let me just feel, okay, that doesn't feel too bad. That's in race. Drive, race, engine sound, race. ACC, that's adaptive cruise control, that's in sport, and light assistance in sport. So that's quite clever. Your adaptive cruise control can operate within your driving mode. So if you're in comfort, it will gradually accelerate if the car ahead of you accelerates, and if you're in sport, it will accelerate quicker having changed down. One thing I've noticed is that these paddle shifters are larger than in the GTI, and they actually feel quite nice. So I'm just going to have a bit of a go. In my individual setting, and this motor really pulls really hard, and as you'd expect, the twin clutch DSG shifts very quickly. That's 206 down the straight here, and we really still have a lot of room. The brakes, they work very well. They're very large ventilated units up front, and to help put the power down and help the brakes do their job are 19-inch Goodyear Eagle F1 Super Sports, which is a very sticky compound and one that manages to balance grip and relative quiet quite well. So I'm just going to have a go around this wonderful loop here at the VW's test facility. They have a lovely banked corner, and this vehicle has hard on the brakes now. It's lovely, and the front end tucks in with a nice agility to it. And this is a fast sweeper now. It's about 130 and out. Gorgeous. So, on first impressions, the Golf R is not a revelation, it's not a revolution. It really is just moving the game on from where the Mark 7.5 R left off. It is an extremely fast and capable vehicle, and that means that you don't need to have much talent to get the best out of this car. There is a bit of turbo lag, but once you're on boost, you really pull along at an alarming rate. And obviously, being a hatchback, it is as practical as you'd expect. Obviously, with these large bucket seats, the rear legroom isn't going to be that great, but it's perfectly fine for 4 adults. You have a decent sized boot, but up front is where you really want to spend your time. It's thoroughly modern. They will have a optional exhaust system, which I think most buyers will actually want to tick, just to get that deep 4-cylinder bark. The Golf R has always been high up the list, having a very wide breadth of ability, and this car should really continue to serve its loyal fans. As the flagship model, obviously we know the regular Golf is no longer available. There is the GTI, And now this, and the four-wheel drive capability makes this an absolute missile on the road, because you can use all the available power, and it can also settle down wonderfully at a cruise. So with that, I really look forward to the official launch, and I'm very keen to have this car in for a full road test. Thanks very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Whew. All right.